pretend the camera's not even here. Tell me what was going through your mind the first time you heard the diagnosis.
Well, I went through all the different stages of grief. But that sense of normalcy that you once shared, I had sacrificed really quickly. All right. Boom. How's that? Well, Doc?
Unbelievable. I have Tony Todd in front of me today. How you doing?
How's it going? I hope Clint explained to you. I've been spending the last 2 nights filming, and I didn't get done till 5 in the morning. So
It's okay. You know, it's these crazy times, and it's funny because I've been trying to interview for the past month, and things come up, and you have 16 projects in post production. I mean,
I don't think it's 16.
Well, on IMDb it shows post production. I counted.
Okay. Well, I was busy before this crazy pandemic hit, and still been able to, say not as busy as I was, but, relatively sane, throwing myself either into work or promoting work or just in counting my blessings, man.
Well, it's really funny because, we were supposed to talk yesterday and you couldn't make it.
Yes,
right? But it's okay. Right before you, I had Kane Hodder, who plays Jason. He has a new film out. So it was like a double horror day. And I got Jason Voorhees, so now I got the Candyman, so I'm happy.
There you go. So I'm glad. How's Kane doing? Is he all right?
Oh, man, he's doing great. He's doing it. And I've never interviewed him before. What a character. I mean, that guy is hysterical. He's really got a great sense of humor and great stories. I mean, I never had a chance to talk to him, and it was a real thrill. So
you got a great outlook on life.
Now check this out. I was going through my archives, Tony.
Yeah, what?
Who's this
Look
guy?
at that. One of my early headshots. Look at that mug.
I'm an autograph collector, so I remember I met you somewhere and I got this. It had to be at least 10, 15 years ago, at least.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. Did you ever do those, what was her name? She had the place over by Universal Studios. She had the hotel. She was in My Three Sons. She always had all the autograph show, the Hollywood Collectors Show.
Oh,
Beverly Garland.
I think I walked in one of those once and walked out.
It was Beverly Garland. That's what it was.
Yes.
Beverly Garland. So you weren't there. Okay.
Yeah.
That's where
I did that for a half hour once. I didn't really like it.
It was a dump.
Well, I didn't want to go that far, but it was too sad seeing all these great people from my childhood just sitting there.
And not only, yeah, it's true. And I treated them with respect because I'm a fan. And some of them, they didn't treat fans back very nicely. I won't name names, but
that's bad. It's a sad thing because the way our union is set up, so many of the people that we grew up on, never got to share in the residual sharing portion.
Definitely,
of it. Yeah. So if you did Gilligan Island for 13 years and you're not getting, you know how often they air that.
Oh yeah.
So I can understand
Brady Bunch.
why they're a little upset.
Yeah, Brady Bunch too. I mean, Sherwood Schwartz died $200 million made off those shows, and you couldn't even give the cast just a little taste to say
a little taste. Well, you would think that's Hollywood is a business. People got to understand that it's a business first and foremost. If it ain't in the contract, don't think you're gonna get a gift.
That's true. That's true. Well, we're here today to talk about your anthology film, Immortal, and it's different stories in this movie, and yours deals with euthanasia. And this is such a different role for you, and it really showed your dramatic side. And I was wondering, for someone who's used to over-the-top kind of crazy productions, how'd you prepare for such a sensitive movie?
You know what? All my girlfriends are gonna laugh at you saying, "Well, you didn't know he was sensitive." No, I come from the theater, man. I got an MFA in theater. I was fortunate enough to get complete scholarships to 2 of the most prominent theater institutions in America. And I told them, I'm at the interview, I said, I can't afford you guys. And they said, no, we need you here. All we ask of you is that you pay it for it. So that's all my career has been about, whether it's from helping young filmmakers, helping young writers, always, and mixing it up with the A-list films and the B-list films, and just a wow pour. Immortal came to me. It reminded me of theater. Robin Bartlett was a joy to work with. Sometimes you have a person, you show up on set, both of you are prepared, you know your lines. All you got to do is let it go. It's easy. It's moment to moment. It's not forced. And also Alex, a young woman playing the documentary, it was just magic on set. Sometimes you get it in a bottle and sometimes you don't.
And Robin Bartlett, she She was really brave. She allowed to look very sick on screen. I mean, she
Well,
didn't.
that's what an actor does.
I know.
A real actor doesn't want to look perfect and pretty all the time. A real actor is holding up a mirror to society and includes each and every one of us, hair or no hair, right?
You need to do a master class. Listen to you. Yeah, you're.
Well, yeah, I love theater, man. I love it. And I've been blessed. And I just, I've been able to teach in my life, and I've been able to be on stage. I've been on regional theater. I've been on Broadway twice. I'm telling you, I love film. Film buys the house, TV buys the furniture, but theater builds.
Where your heart is, huh? Where your heart is.
Yeah.
Well, who directed your segment? Were there's different directors for each segment, or who was yours for?
No, the director, Ted, was a DP on all of the films, and then he and I went out for lunch. You'll always do that. A hint to all you young actors out there: you're not a star. You want to be part of an ensemble. So get to know your director. Not only is it smart, because if you guys click, you'll always have completed, work. But just, it's a machinery, and a crazy eccentric group of people all get together passionately to do a project for the fans. So yeah, Robin was particularly good. Our director was so pumped and so honest. It was his first feature part of the film. He had done DP work, but this was his first thing. So Robin and I said, we're gonna, we arranged to have separate rehearsals on our own time, so that we only had like 4 days to shoot this. So we had to do our homework.
Pretty impressive. It really was. I wanted to ask you about Master of the Universe Revelation. You did Scareglow, and so many fans are asking about this, especially my fan, Generation X, asking about it. And
Right.
Did you have a chance to work with Kevin Smith, or tell me about that
Yeah,
experience?
he was in. Well, we didn't, pandemic. So fortunately, voiceovers have been able to go on, but there's so many guidelines now. So I was in the studio where the producer and Kevin, they were all zooming in, on the session. So it was quite crazy. And I don't know if you saw what he posted on Twitter about the performance, but I'm really flattered and honored to be part of it. And my boy Mark Hamill's in it. And Mark and I did that crazy movie Sushi Girl a couple years ago. So,
Well, is voice work more challenging at times than on-camera work or video games and animation?
No, people think it's easy because we grew up with cartoons. When we watched them when we were 3, the whole point was to make it look easy. Voiceover is one of the hardest fields in show business to get into. Everybody wants to do it because everybody has this fantasy that you just wear your slippers and no underwear and funny little socks and just go in there to have fun doing crazy voices.
Yeah, people show up in pajamas, I've heard,
Yeah, crazy Frank. but you just it's the getting the job that's the hard part. Like I get copy every week, and usually have 2 or 3 days to lay it down. They get so many samples. It's all about the creator hearing the right voice at the right time for that project. And when they do, they call you. My union, SAG-AFTRA, needs to raise the rates on voiceover work. Is actually the lowest paid of them all, yet the most popular at the moment. But they are good with residuals, so that's good to all you Gilligan Island people out there.
I love how you're just a lifelong actor, and not only you just don't show up for a job, you're an activist too. Within your SAG-AFTRA community, you look after actors. You're progressive. I mean, I never would. You're a Lou Grant. I never would have guessed that.
I don't want to get in the messy world of politics because it sticks a stain on you. But there's a couple of things that I'm taking issue with right now. Like they're trying to raise the minimum amount for health and welfare, health and pension in our industry, right? I think the new suggested figure is like almost 30 grand. In other words, you have to make 30,000 per year in order to get your health insurance. And that only belongs to, there's only 5% of people that make all those astronomical figures that you hear about. But then there's a working class community of which I'm proud to be a member. And between us and them, that's only 20% of all members of Screen Actors Guild. So I look out for the new student, the new actor that arrived into town, got his master's in theater. And now with the pandemic and everything else, there's no avenue for their work. So how are they going to make that nut of 30 grand a year in order so they can, save their lives? So we need to try to fix that. And there's a great organization called the Actors Fund that contributes to anybody that's ever done a film or a TV can always apply in times of hardship. and they will at least help you pay your bills. So
That's good news to hear. So
yeah, because not only can't we be on the set like normal, but actors always have relied on being waiters and bartenders, and even that's been crippled and affected. So
well, hopefully we'll have a vaccine soon and everyone
yeah.
gets back to work. So
And I think once that door is open, we're going to see a freedom in this country that we've never seen before. Really? I can actually go to a concert? What? I can fly where I want to fly? Unbelievable.
absolutely.
I can go to Vegas? Come
Yeah,
on.
you got to come to Vegas.
How tempted I've been to come up there, but it's not right yet, man.
No, I hear you.
Why would I go to a casino like there's no bar in the casino? And no shows. And no, come on. But
someday,
I love it.
Someday soon.
I love Vegas, trust me.
I know you do. I appreciate that. My hometown. I just want to touch on the new Candyman. I don't want to go into any great depth of it, but it's on track for this year still to come out. And
so far.
Was it fun for you to revisit such an iconic character?
Of course, man. Just want to, Bernard Rose. Well, first of all, it was original based on Clive Barker's The Forbidden, but Bernard Rose transposed it to Chicago, and voila. We created something that was quite unique. And Bernard's a dear friend of mine, just like Tom Savini is still a dear friend. Another thing for young actors, it doesn't hurt to be friends with directors, okay? Because they're the ones that pick up the phone and call you. It's about repeat performance. And yeah, this is going to be something special. We got a female director, Nia DaCosta, who brings her depth, touch to the experience, and a whole new generation. And I think people are going to be, well, I know they are. I mean, I know the studio's very high on it, full projection.
I can't wait. And when the time comes,
neither can I.
We'll have a longer, in-depth conversation about it. So don't forget me when it comes.
I will, of course not. I can't wait. You're the intelligent guy.
Well, thank you. And finally today, I know you're a busy guy. I'm not going to be one of those guys to take an hour.
No, when this is over, I'm going back and take a nap. So it's all good, brother.
Do you miss the conventions and missing the fans?
Of course, man. I mean, I think every actor that's ever been in a horror film or even pop culture cons, there's a whole lot of a community that actually relied on those cons to make a living. And I again, my heart goes out to people that are struggling. Yeah, it's really, Star Trek experience started the whole con industry, okay? And I was been fortunate enough to be on Star Trek. And I got, my very first con was in Vermont, Brattleboro, Vermont. I think it cost $5 to get into. It was 1990s. And it was $5 autographs, back before big business and corporatization took it over. But, the whole weekend, the fans and the actors were all in one big room, telling stories, drinking grog, Romulan ale, and just having the best weekend of our lives. It's changed a whole lot, but in the horror community, I'm sure you've been to a few horror cons. It is a rock and roll.
Absolutely, yeah. So, but the problem is, all these horror cons are always back east or in the Midwest. There's nothing in the West Coast. I don't know.
Well, they tried to do Vegas, but Vegas has got its own energy, man, and it's kind of hard to get people.
We're not nerdy enough here. No, it doesn't work.
Well, no, there's nerds there. There's too many distractions,
That's true. That's true. But I mean, even LA or Phoenix, we need horror cons, and that's what we need.
Yeah, we do. Well, there's a good one in Seattle, and the good ones are the good ones. Monster Mania, Horror Hound, Texas Frightmare, Some of the Days of the Dead. Those are the mainstays. But all of them and all the vendors out there that spend their lives, quit their day jobs and then and go travel to this whole, traveling road show. I hope they're well, and all of us, all of our community, not just horror, not just theater, not just acting, but the human community needs to just come on, kick this shit in this ass, and let's get back to the party.
Absolutely. Well, Tony Todd, check him out in Immortal. It's unlike anything you've ever seen. You can see his theater roots. And thanks for talking to me, Tony, and we'll talk again soon.
You got it, and that's a promise. Also, just a quick shout out, we got Tales from the Hood 3 coming out soon as well.
Okay.
So.
Well, I guess we'll be talking sooner than later.
All right. Thanks, brother.
All right.
You have a good
care.
afternoon.
You too.
Thank you.